What's in the can? Beans. Absolutely delicious. Yes, what is going on, everyone? This is Rare Bandit, coming out with you with a fresh video straight out of the oven, ready to consume. So let's just get into it. I'm not going to dive today, because I've learned my lesson. I have learned my lesson. Do not smack yourself on the ground. That would be bad. That would hurt. And I'd be like, what the heck, Elbow? Why did you do this? It's now hanging like that, and I can't move it properly, and it's like, what on the earth just... You know what? I'm just going to get into the video. So basically, catch my breath. Every once in a while you need to do this. You need to get your breathing exercises done. So that what we do is go in, out. Oh, that feels so much better. A common question I get on my channel is, why beans? Why would you make a channel surrounded around beans? You have probably over 600 videos of me just eating beans every day in the hopes of getting sponsored by Heinz. Because if I got sponsored by Heinz, I'd be a wonderful asset to the company. I would make merch. I would make my own brand of beans flavours called the Bandit Beans by Heinz. Yes, I'd have my barbecue, sausage, spicy beans. In a can. And I like things in a can because there's some sort of a mystery around them, you know. There is a mystery around the can. Yes, a can holds its secret, and then you peer it open and you start to realise what it really is. Is it beans? Yes, it is beans. And everyone's like, why beans? So, well, what we have to do is we have to go back in time a little bit, just a little bit of time, just a tiny bit of time, maybe 20 plus years. Yes, I'm not going to give away my age exactly because, you know, look at this skin, look at it, look at how smooth it is. Those beans have really helped with my pores, my skin, my complexion. I'm surprised I'm not orange yet, to be honest, but you know what? I'm not going to complain because really, that is the way things should be. You know, I don't want to be orange. I don't want to be Mr. Trump, you know. His skin is quite lovely as well, but I just don't want an orange complexion, you know. It's just the way, and I wonder if he eats beans. He better eat beans, because if he's not eating his beans, he's in trouble. I'm going to be like, why are you not eating your beans? So when I was young, I was sitting down, and before that I had paste, because, you know, I can eat solids, so I'd eat like an apple paste and stuff like that. Yeah, that's what babies do usually. They consume stuff that is smushed up, and it's smushed up, you know. So eventually I grew up an age, maybe like one or two, I don't know when you start eating solids, but beans are not really quite solid. They're kind of one of those where it's like a kind of a solid, but kind of a smush, and they kind of blend them together, and you get beans, and I like beans. So I got a spoonful, and I was like, Mum, what is this? What is this? And she was like, don't you worry, son, just try it. Trust me, you will have your life changed for the rest of eternity. So I was like, okay. So I grabbed a nice spoonful of them. I had my fish fingers, my chips, or my fries that you call here in the US and Canada and stuff. And I got a spoonful of the fish, and I got a spoonful of the beans. And the beans went into my system, and they processed, and it went through. It processed, and then eventually it comes out. And people say, beans, are they really good for you? And yes, they make you toot just a little bit of tootage going on, but they're really good. And that is the only bad side effect, is it makes you smell interesting when you release the beans. Yes, release them. But yeah, they're tasty, they're lovely, they've got this nice kind of creaminess. So I had that spoonful, and I was like, this is nice and creamy. And it also had a nice tomatoey flavour punching through. Yes, Heinz, you changed my life. And now I dedicate myself to the beans, to Heinz. We can do this. We can be triumphant. Beans are delicious. Beans are tasty. And the moment I had them, you know, every week, I probably have at least two cans of beans. That's not including my videos. No, I do have like another 2 cans of beans every week. There we go. You can actually speak properly for once. Well done, Red Bandit. I'm really proud. Again. Sorry about that rude interruption. You know, sometimes things want to be released. They're like, get me out of your system. And that happens quite a lot when I'm filming for some reason. So, like, my body's like, I need to get you out of me because, you know, I'm getting all this energy going on and stuff. But before we just go out of the atmosphere, crazy. Why beans? Yes, well, they were there for me when, you know, I didn't have much. They were there when I was on my own, when I was young, when I didn't have many friends. I'd be walking around the school playground with a can of beans in my hand, and I'm just like, you know what? You're my friend. You understand me, and you always will, till the day I die. Yes, you're going to be there for me, and I'm going to be there for you. You have done so much in my life. Your wonderful flavors, your tastiness, the sustenance, all of this. And that is why beans. Thank you.